Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pima Community College's Automotive Technology and Innovation Center. My name is Greg Wilson. I am the Dean of Applied Technology here at Pima Community College, and we are very happy to see all of you. I would like to start by acknowledging that today's event is taking place on the ancestral lands of the Tohono O'odham Nation and the Pasquayaqui tribe, whose people have been living and working on this land since time immemorial. At this time, I would like to introduce, so please give a big hand for the chair of our governing board, Ms. Teresa Riel. And for all forthcoming speakers, please speak very closely to the mic. It's the only way we'll be heard.
Welcome. On behalf of the governing board, I'd just like to say congratulations to all the students and their families. This is an amazing, amazing experience, and I'm so excited for you, so I can't even imagine how your family and your parents and everybody feels, so congratulations. With me today, I also have Greg Taylor. If you wouldn't mind just standing up and saying hi. Greg's also on the board. And then former board members Sylvia Lee and Mark Hanna are also present today. So once again, congratulations to all the students in the Ford Asset Program. We're really, really proud of you and looking forward to seeing all the amazing things you do with your lives. So congratulations.
And at this time, please welcome our Chancellor, Lee Lambert.
Well, first of all, I want to say welcome to the future. So I thought I'd share just a brief little story. So early on when I arrived to Tucson, Arizona, I had dinner with Mr. Jim Click at the Zen Burger on Grant. And Jim wanted to meet with me because he had heard that this new chancellor had moved here from Seattle, Washington, and had an automotive service technician program at the college. But what Jim wanted to impress upon me was we got to do better by our youth here in this community. We're losing too many of them to Phoenix, and that we can do better. And he wanted to know, how could I work with you and the college to do better by our youth in this community? And so I said to Jim, I made a commitment. We will bring what we were doing in Seattle, Washington to Tucson, Arizona, but we're going to do it a lot better. So Jim, hopefully I've brought... Thank you. Okay.
I'd also like to acknowledge another previous board member, Mr. Scott Stewart just walked in. Where did you go, Scott? There he is in the back. So I would like to introduce a very special person. A lot of times you hear about those who do things behind the scenes to make things happen. So before he comes up, I just want to say when I started as dean in 2014, the very first thing I did was call this gentleman, because our automotive program had to rebuild a lot of relationships, and I figured the right call to make was to Mr. Daryl Keppel, service manager with the Jim Click automotive team, has been with the Click team for 48 years. So if you think about that, when I ask you to give him applause as he comes up to the microphone, can you please give 48 years worth of applause to Daryl?
Thank you very much. So My wife happens to have joined us here this evening, and it's important that I provide you all with a very full disclosure here that we're in a lot of trouble this evening because as she would want to warn you, give me a microphone and I'm not going to sit down, okay? I have it all right here. Wow, this is very, very special. On behalf of the Jim Click Automotive team and Mr. Jim Click, Ford Motor Company, Pima Community College, we thank you for joining us here this evening to recognize the first 18 Ford Asset students and employees who are about to make history in Tucson, Arizona. I want to give all these young men a great hand of applause. Thank you. I think it's important that everybody knows that Ford Asset is a premier automotive technician training program that provides students with a paid apprenticeship experience where they alternate between learning current automotive technology in a classroom setting here and also gain hands-on, one-on-one, on-the-job training with a mentor technician in the dealership. The goal for these students is to become a master technician. You need to know that can typically take about 5 to 8 years for them to achieve in a conventional automotive industry repair environment. But by attending this premier automotive program, it's like being on steroids, okay? In just 24 months, they earn an associate's degree in automotive technology and applied science, and 100% of Ford's current technician specialty training and certifications. All that information is on those flyers that are on the tables. You're welcome to take one with you. There are approximately 40 of these Ford Asset programs across the United States, with most states only having one program in the entire state, ours being up in Glendale, for over 30 years now. With the growth that has occurred over the years in certain marketplaces, Ford recognized the need for a few additional programs. Thanks to some very special representatives from Ford Motor Company who actually are with us here this evening, they worked to get this location approved at Pima Community College as one of only 3 across the United States. The most important message I deliver to the Asset students here this evening is embrace this opportunity to the fullest. That's page 1 of 5, guys. Many people here this evening can relate to the fact that time goes by rather quickly. For us, we can look back at how 30, 40, 50 years has gone by in the blink of an eye. When it comes to automotive technology, first we had flathead engines, then overhead valves, hemispherical chambers, 3 to 4 valves per cylinder, turbochargers, superchargers, EcoBoost, hybrid, and now all electric. Things were built from cast iron, then steel, and now aluminum and plastics. We went from hand cranks, points, and condensers. I set many of those back in my day. Carburetors to fuel injection, electronic engine management systems, and remote starts. Mechanical drum brakes, hydraulics, disc and analog brake systems. And what do you think about parallel park assist, lane changing warning, 360-degree cameras, and forward collision warning systems? We first had mechanical linkages, then cables, and now no attachment at all with things like drive-by-wire, brake-by-wire, steer-by-wire. And when I was growing up, sync was something we had in the kitchen or in the bathroom, not in the dash of our vehicles. What is up with that? It's easy to see there has been an incredible progress over the years in the world of automotive. Smarter people than I say that students today, like these 18 folks, will face technology changes over the next 10 years that will make your head spin in comparison to the past 50. These are definitely some exciting times for you to become all you can be as a professional master automotive technician. There is something I will never tire from sharing about the difference between an automotive technician, and a brain surgeon. But before I keep going, I need to qualify. Anybody here a brain surgeon this evening? Okay, great. I could get in a lot of trouble. I believe automotive technicians are smarter than brain surgeons. You see, the human brain has never changed. Yes, the technology that surgeon uses to work on the brain advances yearly. However, they are still working on the very same model since the beginning of mankind. Today's automotive technicians must be able to keep pace with the technical advancements used to work on automobiles, and also keep pace with the ever-changing engineering designs. In other words, the brain changes all the time in the automobile. Guys, always remember there is no substitute for hard work, and there are no shortcuts to success. We all know there are several qualities that good people should consistently represent. Examples would include honesty, loyalty, trustworthy, reliable, etc. Without question, the absolute most important quality you can possess throughout your entire life is integrity. Without integrity, you will find that life is meaningless. Never, never, never allow anyone to compromise your integrity, regardless of the circumstances. Remember that the mark of a great person is not found in their past, but how they overcome adversity today and they build for their future. Quitting should never be an option. Regardless of the overwhelming odds or obstacles in your path, you always have an opportunity to overcome, and it will be your attitude that will determine the outcome. Many of us share a vision on how to positively impact lives and advance economic development through innovative career and technical education. I've come to call this the way, which is achieved by a combination of many A-ways. Some A-way examples that I want to share include the commitment from great automotive instructors and others at our high school campuses. Special recognition goes out to the following high school automotive programs who are represented by most of these 18 students tonight. And I'm going to do them in alphabetical order so none of them can accuse me of playing favoritism. We have Polly Andrada, Flowing Wells, Sahuarita, Sunnyside, and Tucson High. The financial support and commitment from Pima County One Stop and SARE Jobs for Progress. Special recognition goes out to SARE, who are represented by all of these students here this evening. The financial support and commitment from Pima County JTED, known as Joint Technological Education District. The financial support and the commitment from Ford Motor Company. The financial support and commitment from Pima Community College. The financial support and commitment from Jim Click and the Jim Click Automotive Team. And just as important, the financial support and commitment from the parents that are here this evening for these students, and the commitment from the asset students themselves. You are all here for one reason, for us to say thank you. Without each and every one of you, this would have never happened. With that, I would like to provide some special recognition to Mr. Art Baserto, SARE Jobs for Progress Automotive Technology Program Coordinator. Art, I need you to come up and join me, please. So if you want to say go get a room, go ahead. Okay. So please know that Art and I first started working together over 30 years ago during his high school automotive instructor days at Sunnyside High. In 1993, Art asked if we would pilot a paid internship program for his students by SARE, funded by Pima County. And am I glad we did? Our expectations were that ultimately these internships would lead to employment and career opportunities in the automotive industry, and as you can see here this evening, it definitely has. Each graduation year, Art would contact me in May, and he still does, to announce he has some seniors that were about to graduate that would make great additions to our company. Over the years, the internship numbers have successfully grown, and Art, now retired from Sunnyside, works full-time as SARE's Automotive Technology Program Coordinator. We couldn't have fulfilled this commitment tonight to Ford Motor Company and to Pima College regarding the required number of asset student enrollments without the SARE program and your leadership. In recognition of that, I would like to present to you with this award, which says, "You have truly been an asset to the Jim Click Automotive team and our new Ford Asset program. Thank you very much." Okay? And I'm sure I don't have to ask Art if he wants to say a few things.
Well, I only have one page. And thank you very much. Thank you, Jim Click Automotive Team. Daryl Keppel, we've worked so many years together and done a really good job for youth in Tucson, Arizona. I think one of our biggest dreams was that we wanted our youth to stay in Tucson, Arizona. We wanted them to go to school here. We wanted them to have their lives here. And that was the big push, a huge push. I am excited for being here today to honor these 18 students of which are Ford employees. This is the first automotive program in Tucson, Arizona to receive OEM dealership training experience sponsored by Jim Click and internships provided by Sir Jobs for Progress, Southern Arizona Incorporated, Arizona Apprenticeship Program. I'd like to thank the following people because I didn't do it myself. I had a lot of help with these people over here at this table. Ernie Urias, he's the director of SIR. Also Miguel Rojas, SIR chairman of the board, and the board is here. Could you guys stand up for a little bit? They're right there. That's our SIR chairman of the board. Okay. Also like to thank Eric Dodames, our program coordinator, Ashley Morel, case manager, and Monica Romero, case manager. Our Pima County one-stop people that I like to talk about is Art Ekstrom, Daniel Salvain, one-stop director, Rhonda Peña, one-stop deputy director, Daphne Connor, program manager, Ashley Contreras, case manager, Martha Urias, case manager, Heidi Armenta, case manager, and Carmen Martinez, case manager. I'd like to thank those people. We do want to continue the support because, you know, I'm thinking ahead here of another class, another school year. I think Jerry Peterson's out there somewhere. Jerry Peterson, where are you? That was our dream. Jerry Peterson. When I talk about Jerry Peterson, when he was an automotive teacher, this is one of the things that we used to talk about is, are we truly providing a career pathway for automotive technology? And as you can see, Jerry, today there's a few of them here compared to the hundreds that we have there now. And that's the great thing about what we do. And also I'd like to thank my service managers. They're like my brothers over there in the back. I work with them so much every day. So thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Thank you.
was afraid I was going to have to steal the microphone back. So now I would like to introduce you to the new Pima Community College Ford Asset Instructor, Shane Pidell. Shane comes with a strong resume that includes several technician certifications to include Ford Senior Master and ASE Master, Ford Motor Company Field Service Specialist, and Service Training Instructor. And the last 10 years as the Ford Asset Program Director from Parkland College in Illinois. Please join me in welcoming Shane to the podium.
Tough acts to follow. Thank you, Daryl, and congratulations, Art. As mentioned, I'm Shane Pidell, much better at preparing speeches than memorizing them. But it is my pleasure and privilege to be a part of Pima's Ford Asset Program. I simply do not possess the vocabulary to convey sufficient gratitude and appreciation to Mr. Keppel, Mr. Click, Pima College, Ford Motor Company, and all of you for your hand in getting this program started and established in the beautiful city of Tucson, Arizona, that I am now elated to call my home. You know, oh, man. You know, I've seen a few things in my 41 years, but the level of unabridged tenacity, dedication, and good old-fashioned make it happen that I regularly see from Daryl and Mr. Click's organization is truly remarkable. So, to continue in the spirit of giving credit where credit is due, please join me in applause to the Click organization for going and staying full throttle on this, despite how long and precarious that road surely was along the way. Also, I wish to thank my Pima team, our incredible lab staff, Jacob, Chris, and Kyle, my faculty colleagues, Gil and Roman, our leadership, Skylar and Greg, and of course, our amazing admins, Gracie and Robin. You have all given me generous kindness, patience, and assistance, and you have done so with the sort of positive, solution-driven attitude and diligence that a fella may always desire, but does not always deserve. It is truly a pleasure to work with all of you. A final well-earned recognition and accolade that I must bestow is to my amazing wife and my best friend, Tara. She is truly my better half, and she is ultimately responsible for my presence with you here today. I love you, babe. Today represents the culmination of decades of work, millions of dollars, and countless hours of planning, preparation, and resource acquisition. These collective efforts have produced, among much else, the same 6 high-tech modern vehicles utilized at a Ford Regional Training Center, a bounty of state-of-the-industry level tools, equipment, materials, and components, all of which will function and thrive within an equally high-tech, modern, and bountiful facility for many years to come. I could not be more excited or optimistic about all of the goals we will accomplish together, the lives that we are going to improve, and the excellence we will all achieve together. In accordance with this sentiment, I would just like to close with one of my favorite quotes from our Uncle Henry Ford. Coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Godspeed, and thank you all very much.
So as I mentioned earlier, there are special representatives here from Ford Motor Company. And in a minute, I'm going to invite a gentleman up that's been a critical ingredient of this path. But I also need to make sure that everybody understands that This is a 2-year program, 2 years. And in the conventional format, that means that these 18 count students, every 2 years we would be congratulating them upon graduation night. However, Ford Motor Company has challenged Pima Community College and the Jim Click Automotive team to work diligently and sooner versus later in launching a secondary 2-year program 1 year apart. So we are certainly working in that direction. We hope that what that could mean is come this fall of 23, we would launch a second 2-year program. Now, if unfortunately that doesn't quite work out, then we'll be back another day as soon as possible. But the point to that is this: once both programs have launched, that means every single year we are bringing out, through Shane's direction, 18, possibly a few more, of graduates as master technicians. And again, if you thought I talked about steroids before, that would be double dose is what that would be. So on that note, I would like to invite Brendan Corsi, the Asset Program Coordinator, the National Asset Program Coordinator, to come up and say a few words, please.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Brendan. I oversee our 41 Ford Asset sites here in the U.S., and I'm going to be very short. But I do want to thank and recognize some very special folks, which by now you know very well. And I'm going to start with Daryl. First, I want to thank Daryl and all of you that support him, because this will be the 6th launch that I've worked on, and I can say that no one has been more helpful in focusing on the success of a launch and moving it from a theory to reality. So, Daryl, thank you for everything that you have done. Let's give him another round of applause. And next up, I want to thank Shane. Shane, thank you for all the hard work that you have, put into this launch, allocating the resources, the time, the effort, so much. You put so much into this launch, and we are so thankful for it. Shane is not only the lead, but he's also the face of Ford Asset here, and will be the reason this program is successful. For those that don't know, it was mentioned, but he moved across the U.S. to make this happen, all the way from Illinois, and there's no one better for the job. So let's give Shane another round of applause. And next I want to thank Phil, Matt, and Mitch from the local Ford team, because really it couldn't have worked without all the local support from the Ford team. So I wanted to call out Phil, Matt, and Mitch. Thank you for everything you've done for this launch. Give them a round of applause too. And lastly, thank you again for having us, and on behalf of everyone at Ford, we look forward to many years of success. Thank you.
So guys, let me take a brief minute to throw out a special thank you to our JTED Culinary Arts program. Under the leadership of Chef Brian King. Brian, thank you very much. So as I prepare to sit down, I'm going to mention a few more things, but Mr. Click, I need to qualify. Are you going to follow my notes here, or are you going to? Okay, all right. So guys, and it's coming. So back in 2005, for the high school seniors of 05-06, we were up front in the Amethyst room in front of about 150 people, where we were rolling out the Jim Click Automotive Team high school scholarship program. And what we went to work on was the toughest part of my job in my entire career with this organization has been hiring quality people to be part of our future. And part of that future is growth, but also a few other challenges that come in the automotive industry. So I wrote Mr. Click's speech that night, and he did not read one word of that dadgum thing. So these were things that I thought were also important to share, and so I'm going to go ahead and cover these right now, Mr. Click, okay? So as I look back over several years in the automotive industry, there has always been a lack of experienced technicians to meet the needs in this community. This shortage has continued to grow, caused by a lack of training and education. Some candidates decide to change career directions, or they are part of an aging, retiring workforce. Now, changing career directions, that's what's so special about the SARE program, everybody, is it gives these students the opportunity to go experience a one-on-one internship as, say, juniors and seniors in high school, and verify this indeed is what I want to do as I graduate from high school and I go build my career, okay? It's priceless. It is important to recognize that the combined efforts, which include Pima County One Stop, SARE Jobs for Progress, Pima County JTED, Pima College Automotive Technology, the high school automotive programs, Ford web-based automotive training curriculum that has been installed in the local high schools that our technicians at work take. The high school students are now able to learn, certify, and those certifications count when they become an employed candidate in our dealerships. And now, of course, the Ford asset at Pima College. All of these are critical to how we will effectively manage our current and future employee needs. So on that note, please know how fortunate I was to join the Jim Click Automotive team 48 plus years ago as I graduated at 17 years of age from a local high school. Mr. Click has been my lifelong mentor since 1974. And at this time, it is my honor to invite him up to share some final thoughts. Mr. Click.
Can I take this off of here? Test. I want Daryl to stay up here. You got to be careful what you ask this guy to do because he'll get it done. And for you younger people here, for all of us, Daryl joined our company when he was 17 years old. I think he made $1 something an hour, Daryl.
Minimum wage was $1.65.
$1.65. Think about it. 48 years later, he's got the top parts and service job in our company. He has made it happen for our company. Daryl, I can't tell you, this would not have happened. Ford Motor Company, they were fantastic. Art, you were fantastic. This is the best public-private partnership between Ford Motor Company, our company, okay, and Pima Community College. This just didn't happen by accident. Daryl drove the whole thing. Phil helped us with Ford. I told Daryl, I said, Daryl, you got to be careful again. And I'm an optimistic guy. Tucson, Arizona. So Ford Motor Company, God bless you guys. We've been blessed by you. But I want to tell you again, now I'm not going to tell you what Daryl makes, but if he stays 2 more years, he's going to drive away with the $50,000 Ford truck from our company, and I damn sure guarantee you he's going to stay. Aren't you, Daryl? So give it up for Daryl Keppel. All right. Daryl, okay. And Daryl sold himself short. Art came up with the grant, didn't you? You came up with the grant from Pima College. That helped in the Pima County One Stop. Then it ended up being SARE. Then it ended up being the first few people at our dealerships. Now, how many hundreds did we have that kids have done like these kids are doing in our program as interns?
Several hundreds.
Several hundred. How many of you all can put your hand on 2 or 3 people that helped you be successful in your careers? You had those unbelievable mentors. I had my dad, I had Mr. Tuttle, I had sales manager, I had other salespeople, and I had my team. I'm telling you,
You young 18 people, I want to tell you how proud we are to have you in our company. Pima College is glad to have you in their company. Your moms and dads, their hearts are going boom, boom, boom. Watch your shirt, it's going out and backing out, okay? Okay? They can't even put they're proud of you. The community's proud of you. I'm really proud of you. So to everybody here tonight, Chancellor Lambert, I remember the conversation like it was yesterday, and I think Mark Ziska might have been with us, who was on the foundation board. Yeah. So to every one of you all tonight, thanks for coming. To you 18 young men, and we've had some women come through our automotive practice. I was walking through 20 years ago. Daryl can tell you this story, and this young lady said she was working on cars when the facility was over there. It wasn't anywhere nigh like this. Trust me. She said, "I'm going to go to work for you." She was our business manager name. Cecilia. Yeah. Sierra. Okay, Sierra. Sierra today is one of our chief financial officers. She started as a mechanic, service advisor, went to the general office. Today she's a chief financial officer. The guys back there in the room, they all started at the bottom in our company. Somebody mentored them. They brought them along. These Ford Motor Company executives here tonight, they started at the bottom and they worked their way up. Great example right here. You would never believe it, but I sold cars. I was pretty damn good at it. Actually, I wasn't. Quick story, and that's where Daryl got that. So one more story, then we're going to get you all out of here. Okay? We got some TV to watch, and these kids got to go to school tomorrow. But after about 2 weeks, I went to Oklahoma State. I got a business degree. I was accepted to get an MBA at SC. I went one night. I said, I'm done. I'm going to sell cars. 2 weeks later, man, I thought I was having fun, but I hadn't sold a car. So I called my dad, who's a Chevrolet dealer in Oklahoma, and I said, Dad, tell you what I'm going to do. You know, I've got my college education. I got a business degree. I studied some accounting. I'm going to come back and run Jim Click Chevrolet. I'm going to quit and come back home. He said, son, that's great. You go ahead and quit. You come anywhere you want to go, but you damn sure aren't coming home. Do you understand that? I did. Then he wrote me a letter, and he said, son, remember this. And everybody in here, this is good. Daryl mentioned it. There are no shortcuts to success. You can't take shortcuts in life. You can't take shortcuts in your career, with your family. Do it right, do it right. No shortcuts. And there's no substitute for hard work. Remember, I don't care, running a big college. Can you imagine that? Doing what Art does, doing what everybody here, doing what these kids are doing. It's hard, isn't it, guys? But look at them. You think they enjoy it? Okay? So it's hard work. He said, remember this, son. Treat every customer so fair, they'll automatically go to work for you. And then he gave me a prospect. He said, your old buddy Bruce Rotan from Altus, Oklahoma is working for McDonnell Douglas. Call him. He might know somebody who wants to buy a car. Well, I called Bruce that night. Hey, Bruce, this is Jimmy. What are you doing out here in California? Hell, I'm selling cars. He said, good. My next door neighbor, this was 1966, September. My next door neighbor, Joe Maxey, wants to buy a new Mustang. The next day, I sold him a new Mustang. But where would I have been if I'd have quit? Where would I have been if I'd have taken shortcuts? I got here in 1971. We wanted to make Jim Click Ford the best Ford dealership in the country. But I knew to keep my people, I had to give them upward mobility. So we ended up buying other stores. And this community has been so good to my family. It's easy for me to give back to Pima College and to J-Ted. One last story. J-Ted started right here at Pima College with Daryl and Kathy Prather, and there was a temporary superintendent of the big school, Tucson School District. So they said, you got to help us start a J-Ted, because if we don't do it this year, we're done. We can't get the funding anymore from the state. It went away. I said, what's a J-Ted? Hell, I didn't know what it was. 4 months later, every superintendent from every high school put it on the ballot. It passed overwhelmingly. And since then, I don't know how much money they've been able to reinvest in our kids in technical education. Not only from being chefs, work on airplanes, work on cars, you name any skill, Pima College now can give somebody that skill. So when they graduate, they've got a career for life. So thank you all. Daryl, I owe you, man. I owe you, okay? You young men, congratulations to you, to your moms and dads. I hope that your children, your boys will stay with me for 50 years. I promise you, 50 years and 78. I'll only be 128 years old. That's okay. I'll make it, boys. I'll make it. Okay, I'll make it. I got a nephew in the business. Okay, we'll look after you. We'll help you be successful. We'll work you through those tough times. If you get sick, we're going to be there for you. We're going to educate your kids, give them a college scholarship. We're going to make sure you got the benefits that you need. And more importantly, we'll give you the training that you need. I had my brain surgeon who did my back surgery call me yesterday. He bought a Kia, guys. He didn't buy a Ford. And I said, how's it going in the hospital business? He said, we can't get trained people, nurses, whatever technicians it is. And I got to thinking about how lucky I am to have Daryl, to have Pima College, to have UART, to have Pima County One Stop, to have SARE, to have the automotive instructors in the high school. By the way, that program, JTED, brought millions of dollars back to our community to train these kids for these skills so when they graduate, they can come to this college, even get a master tech. Guys, that is a ticket. You can really go anywhere you want with that ticket, but you damn sure aren't. I told all of them, if you leave, I have a very special skill. Remember that movie? I will find you. Okay? I will hunt you down. So what a great night. What a great city. What a great county. What a great state. What a great country. And what a great company, Ford Motor Company. God bless you all. Thanks for coming tonight. Welcome to our new students. Have a great evening, everybody. And thanks these kids.
Don't sit down yet. I want to get a picture.
Wait a minute, we got to get
You know, okay. Guys, you know, you heard Mr. Click say he didn't know what a JTED was back in the day. Well, if he'd have read the damn speech, okay.
No.
It was in there.
You didn't write me a speech. It was 20 or 25 years ago. How much do you wait? Okay. We got a lot of fun together, guys.
Oh, have we ever?
48 years, and for me, a great 51 years in Tucson, Arizona. The best decision I made was I made the move to this community.
So big thanks to the management team that joined us this evening back in the back. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you. Those guys make it happen every day.
I need all of the asset students to come up for a picture, okay, and then what's up, Greg?
So we've got something for you. So, thank you. So we do also just want to present some flowers to Mr. Click and Daryl. Marcy Euler is the president of our foundation. Bryce, are you able to fit everybody in? Little tighter. That's awesome. Thank you.
Look at how happy they are. That is so cool.
All good?
What does Sarah stand for?
Thank you all for coming tonight. Many of you have asked about a tour. If you want to go on a tour of the building, and Shane can help explain more about the program itself, we'll meet up right here at the front, and then we'll start the tour. Thank you and good night.